For adults and kids alike, our constant scrolling, texting, and video watching can be nonstop, and being glued to our screens can bring on the feeling of digital burnout. Our next guest knows firsthand what it takes to get unglued from our devices and reconnect with what really matters. Let's welcome technology expert Burton Kelso. Hello, Burton.
Hey Desiree, what's up?
Hey, happy to have you on. And such an interesting topic, being that, hey, you are a tech guy, but you're also saying, hey, sometimes it's good to disconnect. So let's start with just what that impacts for the whole family. I mean, kids mimic what they see. So how important is it for parents and other grown-ups to model behavior that's not so tech dependent?
Exactly. It all starts with parents. And parents, if you're on your tech devices, your kids are going to follow suit. So that means that when they're around, you need to use your technology less in order to encourage your kids to embrace a less tech life. If you're always shoving screens in your kids' faces, it's not good. It's not good for their mental well being, for their learning abilities, and for sleep. So, parents, set a good example and get off your devices.
But Burton, that's easier said than done because I know these days if kids aren't on a screen, they're saying they're bored. So how can we help them embrace boredom in a way that maybe sparks creativity?
I love this. And kids have to learn how to be bored. There's nothing wrong with a kid sitting there being bored, using their imagination to figure out things to do. It helps them build troubleshooting skills and solving skills. And it's, as a parent, you've got to let them just be bored. So take away the phone and let your kid come up with their own devices of how they're going to keep themselves entertained.
All right, we got to sit in the boredom a little bit. So that's good. Okay, and I mean, scrolling through social media side by side, maybe with the kiddos, isn't exactly quality time. So how can families unplug together and focus on those shared experiences?
That's right. When we're talking about shared experiences, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're scrolling on social media, but maybe movie night with Netflix or Disney Plus helps get kids have that screen time.
Mhm.
But you can also surf YouTube and other things that just don't keep you plugged in. The good thing about streaming services, they stop.
Mm,
Whereas social media, it's constant, so it's hard for kids to break away. But when
yeah.
you do it with your kids, it makes it easier.
And when you're saying like watching Disney Plus or doing something on YouTube, but it sounds like you're saying making it more interactive rather than being on your phone where you're kind of secluded to whatever you're looking at alone. So, how can we carve out a space in our lives to go tech free, Burton?
Well, it's important in your home and when you're away that you create tech free spaces. Tech free spaces would include your bedroom, your kid's bedroom, maybe even the dining room table when you're sitting and having a meal together as a family. Also, if you're taking those long distance trips, maybe a little bit of tech time, but not the whole trip. So just set aside times with your kids when they aren't on tech and make sure that your expectations are clear when they can be on their devices and when they can't be on their devices.
And what activities can families, couples, and even friends do to make their shared reality a little less tech driven?
Oh my gosh, get out and take a walk with the kids and the dog or whoever. But anyway, just get out of the house and get out of the mindset of we're going to sit around and play on our screens all day. So if you make it family time, a non tech time, then kids start to embrace that and look forward to those times when they're not doom scrolling on their phones and embracing good old fashioned family time.
I like that because I mean, being on our phones might seem entertaining at the moment, but when I do go outside on a walk with my dog, it's a lot better. Let's talk about mindful device use. How can we manage screen time without feeling like we've gone full on digital detox? Because that might be hard, especially with kids.
It is. And the good thing about current technology with iPhones and Androids, you can actually set screen time. So if you have kids that struggle, you can set a timer where it'll turn off their device if they have spent too much time. And as adults, screen time works so that way we can track how often we've been on our phones in order to help improve our own screen time. Sometimes if we get the doom scrolling and have FOMO, fear of missing out, it'll take up a lot of time. But the whole idea is to get to JOMO, which is the joy of missing out on all of your tech devices.
Oh my gosh, Burton, you're teasing us into our next segment perfectly. Always a pleasure having you on. I appreciate you telling us how we can disconnect or maybe not fully disconnect, but there's alternative ways that we can manage our screen time and get outside. Burton, always a pleasure to our viewers. You can learn more about Burton and his work by heading to burtonkelso.com.